Hey, let's dance all day.
Boing,
Boing,
boing.
boing.
Where are you going now?
I'm going back to the... Oh, well, I guess I can go to Painted World.
Yeah.
I was just gonna go fight the Four Kings. But then I guess I can get more
that
souls
way.
and upgrade some stuff some more. But then I can grind chunks by the Four Kings and then upgrade my swords more. Because I need Titanite chunks.
You're
Whatever.
getting a I can't use this sword.
Yeah, I know. I need to
message.
two-hand it.
I see. So that was the main thing I wanted to talk about with Mad Max was on the last episode.
Yeah.
And that's why.
Swag.
Was there anything else we wanted to say about that movie? I don't remember.
It's
been a long time.
I mean, just didn't have anything horribly deep to think about it. It was just a good movie.
I think there was some depth to it.
Refreshingly good. I mean, I don't have anything deep to say
Right.
about
Well,
it.
what else have you been up to this week?
Just been doing this fucking class. Oh, I had a subject about what we were doing today.
Okay.
So we have this director working with us. He has like a theater background. And today...
Wait, by the way, welcome to the Painted World. You guys didn't get to see it before. We already played
ran
through most of it.
We're just gonna go fight the boss because fuck it. Yeah, anyways.
No commentary like we did before about, oh, man, I love the architecture so much. This place is the art design, it's great. I love it. Cool.
Uh-huh.
We get it. Sorry. Continue what you were saying.
So one thing I really hate is like the cheesy cliche like directing thought methods and shit where it's like, so the exercise this guy has us do today is like, he took us into this room and he put out like 6 chairs and he had us all sit there and look at the empty space and like really think about the empty space and feel the empty space, and then he had us one by one go up and place chairs in this room, and like one at a time we put a chair, and then we're supposed to like look at the way the space changes as you put the chairs, and it's like, I just hate shit like that, where it's like, I'm trying to find the right way to describe how fucking annoying it is, and it feels like the most condescending thing when someone's fucking doing this to you, like they don't think you fucking think about like objects in a fucking room and like how they feel aesthetically.
I mean, give credit to the fact that maybe a lot of people don't think about that.
I guess it's because like I've done these classes before and I've learned this shit before. I've done like the exact same exercise before, so it just really felt like a fucking waste of time.
So
and I'm just like, I actually fucking think about things when I do that. I'm not fucking retarded.
So that was Priscilla.
Yes.
We didn't have to fight her. You can just
think I
pass
won.
by her.
That was
Victor
really fast.
completely destroyed her.
Great sword.
She's like an adorable abomination who was locked inside the painting because she was a crossbreed between
she's a fucking
stuff
bastard
that we
child.
said in the previous recording, and it's so hard to say the same stuff twice. Like,
Yeah.
to like care a second time about something you said.
I'm trying to think of how to explain this stuff more in depth so I don't just sound like I'm pissed off about fucking nothing.
Right.
I'm like, wait. There's gotta be a way to make this come out right of what I was thinking.
It really does sound like you're complaining about nothing. It's a
But
very you thing to hate.
Yes.
This is like the fact that you despise this doesn't surprise me, but
it happens in various aspects.
whether
of,
or
like,
not it's
the
justified. is the
filmmaking thing where it's
question.
just kind of like, it just feels like this up your own ass kind of artist mentality where you're just
Right.
like, oh, what I'm
Well, you
doing
like-
here is so deep.
Right. You like stuff to be more raw and just like you didn't have to think about it like as an art thing.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess I would say
It's-
you're very not like artiste about anything. You just want it to be
Just a
like,
sense of,
I
like, where
fucking made a thing.
There's certain things where it's like, I get it, and I get the nature of it, and it's, because basically the lesson in the end is just trust your OCD aesthetic feeling, where it's like, if you feel like something is off, then that's what you're changing, and it's just kind of like trusting your gut and acting on an impulse to make things feel right to you.
Right.
Which is obvious to me. It's like, of course, that's, you follow your gut feeling.
Victor,
like, it's super basic shit.
I just watched a Gundam film called Gundam F91. And there's a part in the film where they're like realizing that the two of the characters are new types, right?
Yes.
Explain what a new type is in the Gundam universe.
A new type is basically the next evolution of mankind that is adapted to adjust to space conditions.
Right. So it's people who they're ideal pilots
Yes.
in space because they can like easily sense. They have basically psychic powers, like the way it's portrayed in the show.
Yes.
They're essentially psychics who can communicate on a different level with one another through space, right? Someone in the movie says, quote, "If I had to describe it, I'd say that a new type is someone who can look at something and understand the gist of it." That's how they describe a new type. Someone who can look at something and immediately understand the gist of it without having it explained to them.
Yes.
So, do you understand that that's not normal?
So you're saying I'm a new type?
Yeah. I'm saying that, like, not everyone looks at something and gets ideas about it. I mean, that's, like, my whole job is that.
Yeah.
Like, it's sort of like whenever you watch my videos and you always say, like, it just seems like obvious stuff. Like,
Yes.
like you're just describing the show. And I'm like, read my comment section and read the people going, "I never thought of it this way. Whoa, you're so deep. Where do you get these analytical," like, people who are, like, literally amazed at my analytical skills.
Yes.
And you watch my videos and go, "It just seems like it was obvious."
Yeah,
like,
just talk about the show,
it's
whatever.
what the movie was about. I mean, that's what I got out of it, you know, like... It's not obvious to most people.
Yeah.
And so, like, and a lot of those things you're talking about, like, because remember, everyone realizes something for the first time.
Yes.
At some point, you know, no one's just born understanding stuff. And, like, the first time that I realized that I remember, like, being at least subtly mind blown that, like, that a director puts all the things in the background of a shot.
Yeah.
That it's not just like you walk into a room and there's things there. It's like, no, you literally position items to be where you want. I think the first time I had, like, really thought about that was like,
I think that's what he was trying to explain to us, that it, you
right.
position everything, which makes sense.
I think it was when like Black Swan came out and people were pointing out that there was, like, an amazing amount of, like, black stuff in the backgrounds, just like to bring the whole tone down. Like, every shot feels like oppressively black because there's so many, like, black pictures or just general blacks in the background of every shot. And I was just like, fuck. Like, at the time, that sounded genius to me, but then when I thought about it, I was like, that's probably what all these directors are doing. They're all thinking about this
especially if
shit,
you're coming with a set that has nothing on it, to
Right.
start with. Where it's like, for something like my film, it's like I didn't have a choice with the background because I couldn't move all the shit. So it's like I did consider what would be in the background, but I didn't have the freedom to completely control it.
But, like, just the thought of it, because, like, we spent so long recording Project Awesomeness with no consideration for the backgrounds.
Fucking anything, yes.
And it gets really distracting in certain videos where, like, the worst one ever, other than a film I'll talk about in a second, the worst Project Awesomeness thing ever was in the Christmas Carol. The fake Christmas, like,
the Asian Christmas
Carol.
I mean, that is, like, a horrible video.
Like, yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be dumb and quickly thrown together, but all of our rooms are a huge mess in that video.
Yes.
All of them. There's just, like, shit everywhere. And it so looks like we're filming it in, like, a compost heap or something. It's crazy how much shit there is. And, like, when we showed it to my mom, all she talked about was like, "Oh my god, you couldn't clean your room first?"
Especially when we show it to our parents, and they are the worst at finding the little thing in the fucking background to talk about.
But that's
anytime they watch our videos, that is all I get out of it. It's like, "Oh, you noticed that little thing in the background? Thank you."
Right, but, like, but that's important because that means that, like,
oh, believe me, I considered that when I made my latest film.
And that's
like,
all Mom...
What is Mom going to find in the background?
And what did she say? Mom came into the room earlier after watching the film for the first time, and she said, "For the next one, you should have a TV on playing sports in the background, because all bars have a TV on playing sports in the background."
And
that's all she said
no!
about it. It's like...
No!
It's not the vision.
I thought about these things.
But, why are you fighting him again?
Because he's gonna fucking come and bite my ass later or something.
Is he?
I felt like he does.
That?
I feel like, yes. I think so.
Anyways, like, yeah, so...
Fuck
so the
my
worst
ass.
about
oh,
it
shit. Oh, he went ham. He was all like, combo.
Asian Christmas Carol. But, another one that's even worse because it was a film that was somewhat serious.
Yes.
Was, Boyd's film.
Yes.
What's it called? I don't remember.
A Midnight Stroll.
A Midnight Stroll.
Oh, man.
A Midnight Stroll is a directorial debut of our cousin Boyd, who, has always wanted to be a director and never really, like, done it, you know?
Yes.
Like, he's never really researched it or like figured out what to do, and he doesn't seem to. If I had to put into words someone who wouldn't get the concept you just explained, it would be Boy. He would probably have to put chairs down, think about space, and it would blow his mind. You know, like, because he just doesn't have that kind of like that sort of analytical mind when he watches stuff. You know, he knows like the tangible details of what he likes in films. He likes demons, cults, like he has story ideas he likes. And he could tell you when a shot looks good, but he could not try to replicate that, you know? Or, like, understand the flow of shots and stuff like that. So, like, we filmed this thing called A Midnight Stroll, which you can find on the Modal Soul channel, and, like, just the shot cohesion doesn't make any sense. Like, sometimes a character's walking off the screen one way, and then they're walking the other way, or, like, the shots are just like they try to look cool, but they don't really make sense. You don't really get a sense of the location or where it's being filmed, which is hard to do because we know the area. So for us, like, we get that it's that road, that he's going that direction. We filmed it.
Oh, shit!
But, like, when you watch it and you think about it, it doesn't make any sense.
Fucked up.
And, the visual direction's just all wrong. And then there's parts where it's in Victor's room, and he's, like, supposed to be, like, losing his mind, basically. But it's all wide-angle shots of your room, and there's just shit everywhere. Because you had, like, a whole Gundam collection right there in the frame. So suddenly, all we're thinking about is the Gundams. We're not thinking about you losing your mind. It doesn't look like he's losing his mind. It just looks like he's sitting in his room. It just looks like some kid's room, you know, like... It just looks wrong. It's because we didn't put any thought into it. We didn't think about what... Well, I wasn't even there for that part, but... Boyd didn't think about what would be in the background, and you didn't give a fuck. And so it just comes off really cheesy and weird. Or like the part where you turn into a monster and it's like first-person camera, and he's like walking through the house, but they didn't do anything to make it look moody. It doesn't look moody at all. It just looks like you're walking through a house. You can see like all the trash on the trash can. You can see the TV's on. There's just like stuff everywhere. You get distracted. My mom's office has a cardboard cutout of the Geico caveman.
Yes.
Like a full life-size Geico caveman.
It's just one of those things where it's like the first video you make, and it's just like you're not thinking about how much effort goes into this shit. Like you have no perspective on it.
When you're trying to make a horror film and a character walks through a room and there's a Geico caveman there, all you think about is, what the fuck is that? Like, because, like, you think maybe it's supposed to be creepy, maybe it's supposed to look like a guy's there, and then you just realize that they didn't think about it. It's just a Geico caveman's there for no reason. Like, you know, that kind of shit's important, and most people don't consider it at all when they, you know, when they're
And it's part of, like, trying to make films on fucking impulse, where it's like, you know, I can tell people a million times you have to do extensive planning and really, like, do this shit, really work it out, but then it's like, you don't get it until you've done it enough times and you see what other people do, and then it's just like...
I mean, Ye Old Kitten's Paw had 6 months of pre-production.
Not really 6, it was more like 4 months of pre-production.
4 months of pre-production.
It was like January, it was the end of December when I wrote it.
Like, you put a lot of thought into what could possibly go wrong in each frame, and stuff still went wrong in each frame.
Because you can't, there's no control, and there's no money, so it's like... You can only control so much with no budget.
Right, like, because if you had the money, you could do reshoots and, you know...
Or it just wouldn't have fucked up in the first place, because I would have had more money.
Well, more people.
I could have bought a, you know, location. I could have actually had legitimate sound equipment and someone who knows how to work it.
Right.
Like, that guy, you know, I use his stuff, but it's like, he didn't know how to work it yet, you know?
Right. So,
and then it's like, I didn't know about his stuff. Like, he had a lapel mic that could have probably worked in that convenience store and cut down the AC noise, but we didn't know it could have done that at the time until we used it at the beach and it worked.
I see.
So it's like, now I know, you know, if I reshot it, it probably wouldn't be that hard, but there was no way for me to have known that before.
Right. And there's no way to reshoot it because you were using school's equipment on, like, the only day you'd be able to rent it out.
Well, I could probably rent it out now because, like, I realized that the professor will be cool about it and just, like, let us rent more shit. Because, like, Sergio has rented more stuff since then. But then it's just, like, I don't want to reshoot it because, like, it's a pain in the ass to get the location to work with us again.
Right.
And, like, they didn't seem particularly happy about us doing things.
Enthusiastic.
Yes, to get the actors back, to get the whole crew back, you know. It was a pain in the ass to organize it in the first place.
Right. And the product might not be worth the effort.
Yeah. And it's still that shitty location, so it's like, what's the point?
Still that shitty location, still the same actors acting in it, you know.
Yes.
the major things that would, like, if you had a budget, the things you would change would be like the broad concept.
I'd change everything, you know.
Right.
I'd have paid actors with, you know, a full audition.
Right.
Well, but for the next project, you know.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
We're just hoping, you know, hopefully I'll make more episodes, I guess. If I feel like it. Still need to try to write another one. Now I'm like, I have no time. When am I going to write this shit?
Right.
Well, maybe I'll get inspired now that it's over and I can start thinking about other things.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll save that for next time on Digi Bros.
Comment on if you like my video and if you want to see more.
Yeah, please. All feedback.
Particularly if you want to see more.
Right. We don't need to hear about the technical details of what you didn't like.
Yes, I don't care. It's like, I know. If there's a problem with it, I fucking know. Don't even tell me. Right. Just let me know if you want to see more and if you think I could do a better job next time.